Right, everyone, in this part of the tutorial, we're just going to look at a couple of little pieces of code that we can insert to make our football experiment a bit more realistic in terms of what happens if you score a goal or if the ball is saved by the goalkeeper. As you noticed previously, the ball actually goes straight through the net here in my model. So we're just going to take a small change on the netting by just adding physics to that netting, so that when an object does collide with it, it doesn't let it go straight through. It doesn't really matter about the settings right now here. You could add a little bit of a bounce in there or a bit of friction in there, just to make it more realistic. And then this time, what you'll see is that the net isn't able to be burst through, and that you can have the ball sitting or deflecting off the net. So there we go, and then the balls hit the net there. So the next step is really to create some sort of an effect if we score a goal, or if the goalkeeper actually saves the goal. Now, the goalkeeper saving the goal, because that's also a moving object, will actually really help us to demonstrate one of Newton's third laws. So what we're going to do here is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an effect of what happens if the ball collides with the net. I'm just going to add a character in here that can pretend to be the actual player. So I'm just going to choose a nice sporty looking character. Let's just put this little young man here, and he can be our character. That's actually the player. And we'll just fix him in there and change his properties. So casual boy or boy, we can just call it the kicker. We want to enable the kicker in the code because we're going to add some code to the kicker. We don't need to add physics because it's not really going to affect the way the kicker interacts with the ball, because we already have our foot. We might want to set an animation. This is something you can do for characters once the model starts. They might have a posture, a reaction, or an action. Have a look through the list. We're gonna go back to use one of these once the ball hits the net, or indeed if it's saved. So at the beginning, we don't really want to set any action, but you can see here that there's a cheering or a clapping action. There's also a sad or a shocked reaction. We might come back to look at those when we do our coding, but at the minute we're just going to leave the posture as neutral. Postures allow you to just select the way that the particular character is set up in the beginning of the tutorial. So there we go. We're just having a look at those just to see what options we've got, but we want to make sure that the code is turned on. Let's go into the code settings. Again, reduce your library panel. Go into the coding section here. And then we're going to add a new code plus code blocks. And in this case, we're going to use a condition, and it's an event. And then, so what we want to do is we want to have a collision event. So when the ball collides with the net, or if the ball collides with another item. So we're going to be very specific. We're going to use when the ball collides with the net. That's going to count as a goal. And now all we want to do is we want to change the actions of the boy. So we're going to set animation for the kicker, and then we're going to make him cheer. Right, very simple. Oh, don't forget to rename the script here. I'm going to call it goal scored, so we know what happens with the goal scored. Alternatively, if the ball interacts with the goalkeeper, we might want there might be a save. So we might want another code exactly identical. Add code blocks, events. When the ball collides with the keeper, we might want to set the animation of the boy sorry, of the kicker, to be confused or disappointed. Let's see, sad, shocked. That's a good one. Right, let's test this this code out now. See how that plays out. And there we go. There's the boy celebrating, getting excited. And you can see the ball continues to have its physics impacting it, so it's continuing to roll around. I might need to scale up that boy a little bit. One last thing we need to put into this script, which hasn't happened so far, and we're going to go right back to the start, to the keeper. But an important skip from a physics, a code from a physics perspective is actually the gravity. And if we look through the physics block, you will see there is a block there specifically for gravity. Now that adds another force to your model, and we're just going to put that right at the start of the model, just before the keeper starts to move at the beginning of the model. So we're going to add a gravity pull of 0. Now this is quite interesting because there is gravity already, as you can see, there's gravity already built into the environment. But with this block here, we can be a lot more specific with how much gravity that is if we want to simulate an experiment with the force being applied to the ball and the players indeed on this model. So let's have a look at how that might impact the players and the ball. Let's play the same model again, this time with the gravity added into the code blocks. Again, we move closer. We can see a 0.5 on the gravity is going to do very little there, and it actually smashes through the net. And I wasn't expecting that, so that's a nice, interesting way to look at how gravity is working on these objects. Let's go back, let's increase the gravity and see what that does to the objects. So let's change that to a force of 3. And play that again and see how that impacts the way that the ball moves, the way that the object moves, and the way the net moves. Okay, so we're really not impacted. The gravity hasn't really impacted that very much. And then the last thing we're going to do is completely turn gravity off and see how that impacts the model. So if we had 0 gravity, how does that work with our model? Let's have a look at that. So change that to 0. And as you can see, any objects that have had physics applied to them are now actually starting to float. So they are now interacting with the fact that there is a 0 gravity. Now, if we push this forward, the animation still works. And actually what's happening is it's acting as a force in space in a 0 gravity atmosphere. And objects will continue to have their physics applied to them until they reach the end of the model. So that's an interesting experiment for you to try out to see how 0 gravity might work on your model. Of course, if we want to correct that little bit of an error with the net moving, we might just want to have a look at the properties of the net. Make sure that the physics is set to static, so that it's locked into position, so it doesn't fly off like that. And that might create a slightly different effect when you impact the object, because it is now a static object. You can see it's reacting very differently to the other objects. Even when we net, it doesn't really move off. Well, I hope you enjoyed those tutorials, and I hope you've enjoyed making your experiments and your animations, animated simulations. Hopefully you'll be able to show me something interesting and exciting. Please share your models. Would be really interested to see what you can come up with, and good luck.